So, good morning, children. Let us continue our topic, that is isomers. I hope you all must have constructed the structures of isomers of hexane, isn't it? So, in the previous session, I told you to construct structures of what hexane. Okay. Now, what is the formula of hexane? Now, here in front of you, if you see, I've just drawn a skeletal of the various possible isomers of hexane. Now, what is the formula of hexane, children? C6H14. So, I hope how many isomers now you got for hexane? Yes, you all must have got five isomers. That is 4 plus 1. Altogether 5 types of isomers for whom hexane. Now, can you recall what is isomer? The compounds with the same molecular formula but different structure or chemical and physical properties, isn't it? And the phenomena is called as what? Isomerism. So now observe this hexane. So the straight normal one is called as, the straight is it's called as what? N hexane. Okay, or normal hexane. Then the another form of hexane which you must have constructed is the by removing one carbon from the terminal and placing it. It can be placed on any of the carbon. So let me take, I have placed it on the middle carbon. In the sense, if I start from here, the numbering will be 1 2 3. So 1 2 3 4 5, and I start from my right side. 1 2 3 4 5. So from either side, the position of this carbon is third carbon or the middle carbon. Okay, so what could be this termed as? This would be called as 3 methyl. Now what are the steps we have to follow, children, in naming, if you can recall? First of all, write the position. On which position? 3. So if I have to write, I will write first the long chain name. So what is the long chain name? Its name is pent. Okay, and since it's saturated, pentane. Then let us see what is the compound attached. What is the compound? It is a one carbon compound, meth. So methyl. So prefix will be what? Methyl. And then position. So where is the position? On third carbon. So 3 methyl pentane. Okay, then similarly let us now change the position of the carbon. So rather than having it on the third carbon, I will place it on the second carbon. Okay, so we all know we can play, if I place it here also, the position will be on the second. As I told you, as per IUPAC rule, the positioning for any branch or the attached group should be given the least numbering. Okay, so if I place this carbon instead of onto the left, onto the second of the left side, and I place on the second carbon of the left side, even then also it will get the same, the least numbering, isn't it? So let us see, 3 4 5. So this will become the second position. So what is now this compound called as? 2 methyl pentane. Okay, or commonly referred as what? Isohexane. As I told you, if there is a methyl group attached to the second carbon, we term it as an iso, commonly called as iso. Then let us see the fourth case, wherein two carbons have been carbon group, that is the methyl groups, have been shifted, and then they become what? This will become now another compound with the parent name of straight chain. What is the parent name? It will be now, it will be but. And how many methyls are attached? 2 methyls are arranged. And on what carbons? Let us give the numbering. 1 2 3 4. And I start from my right side. 1 2 3 4. So that means we either, if I come from left or I come from right, the numbering of methyl will be on second and third. So it is 2 3. How many methyls? 2 methyls. So I call it as 2 3 dimethyl. Okay, dimethyl butane. Fine. Then similarly, they can be attached to the same carbon. Okay, either to this carbon or either to this carbon. The numbering will be again from the least side. So I start counting from my left. it will be on the third position. But I start counting from my right, it will be on the second position. So which will I prefer to name? I will prefer to name from my right side. So the fifth type of isomer of hexane, you see it is 2, 2. How many methyls? Dimethyl. Dimethyl. Long chain is of what? Butane. So 2 dimethyl butane. Very much similar to that of your pentane structure. 2 dimethyl propane, isn't it? So what is this called as? Commonly neohexane. Okay, children. So these are the forms of water isomers of hexane. Now, these isomers actually are children are broadly divided into two categories. Okay. Now we are not dealing much about in detail regarding the second category. A brief we are learning about the first type. The first category is called as structural isomerism, and the second one is called as stereoisomerism, and compounds are called as isomers. Okay, stereoisomers, and these are called as structural isomers. About this you will be learning in the higher classes, which is again further categorized. Now this structural is again further divided into 5 major categories. Okay. So 5 major categories. Now I'm not going to deal much all about in detail regarding all the 5 major categories. I will just talk about two types of structural isomers which we have learned here. Okay. Now if you just see, observe this, N-hexane and 3-methyl pentane. What has happened? What is the difference between these two? It is the chain, in the sense the kind of chain, whether it is a straight chain or whether it is a branch chain. Okay, so then these are called as what? Chain isomers. What are these called as? Chain isomers, whether it is a straight chain or a branch chain. Fine. Okay. Similarly, if I take up, consider but the first with the third, it is also a chain isomer. First with the fourth is also a chain isomer. How do they differ? The first and the rest of them, they all differ in the chain. Okay. That is whether it is a straight chain or whether it is a branched chain. So the first category you have what? Chain isomers. Under which category? Structural. Okay. Then you have another type of structural isomer. Observe now. Observe the second and the third one. What is the see the formula, children? 3-methyl pentane for the second isomer of hexane, and the third one is 2-methyl pentane. What the difference has come here? The difference is observed in the positioning of the methyl group, whether it is on the third carbon or on the second carbon. So these are called as what? Positional or position isomers. What are they called as? Position isomers. Same is the case with whom? With the second with third, or second with fourth, or second with fifth. So how are they differing? In the position of the isomer. Okay, so where the methyl group has been attached, or the substituent, we also call it as what? A substituent. Why this methyl is a substituent? Because it is replacing hydrogen and then it has been attached, so it is called as what? Substituent. Fine. You have a third category which is called as functional isomers. Okay, about this I will talk later when we discuss about the functional groups. Okay, children. So this we will learn later. Then we have a fourth category which is called as ringed isomers or ring chain isomers. Ring isomers or ringed chain isomers. Now what are these? If you remember, in the beginning only we learned that isomers broadly exist in two types. Hydrocarbons exist in broadly two categories. One is the chain hydrocarbons and the other is cyclic hydrocarbons. Now what are cyclic hydrocarbons? Existing in a cyclic form. Okay, instead of being in the straight chains, they will exist in the cyclic form. So that is another category of isomers. Okay, children. So let us now talk about uh, this isomers. Okay, now what are those hydrocarbon cyclic hydrocarbons which are going to be wherein the chain will be closed rather than being open. So rather than being in the straight chain or open, the chain is going to be closed. Okay, so that is why they are called as what? Closed chain hydrocarbons or cyclic hydrocarbons. Now let me take an example to make you understand this in a better manner.